I thoroughly enjoyed playing with Desi's vintage sewing kit. And here is my completed journal. I did a dangly thing on the edge. I used the green paper wrapped in lace. I did create a little open thing in the front here. And it's got a little belly band, and I used these women. I just loved playing with them. They were perfect for adding detail to just about every single page. I really liked playing with them a lot. Here's the front. Put a little tuck pocket. I bound the back, and I reinforced the back of this and made this a little tiny pocket, which is fun. We've got pockets here. I love the vintage sewing machines. That was fun. I decided to use the floral quarter circle pocket upside down. You can put a little clip on this. I have a little paper clip on it if it doesn't hold tight. And then in there we've got some little extras and a mini journal. That was very fun. I had some fabric with me, so I edged some of my pages in fabric. I have some old patterns. Love the pages that are included in this kit that have the old stands on them and stuff. And this is an envelope, so this is the full flat part of an envelope. And I used a lot of ribbon and the beautiful lace that comes with the kit to embellish my pages. This is one of the bookmarks that I did a video for, or posted pictures for. And I used, again, the beautiful lace image, some actual lace. I used the scissors and the spools. And then the back, again, is one of the ladies. This is one of the tags cut out. I put some actual velvet ribbon on there, so it gave it some texture. This is a stencil by Stamperia, which I loved being able to use that in with this kit. Oh, let's see. I did use tea-dyed papers. This was one of my favorite. I love the corsets. And I just cut it out, and I lined the inside with a little bit of lace. You can see that it's got actual lace on it here. And then I cut a piece, but you could use, again, that quarter round circle. And mine has lace on it, but and just fold that up so that it fits inside the corset, and it tucks right down in there, which I really like that. I thought that was really fun and easy. Just put glue around the outside edges, and you're good to go. It's not a hard project at all. Let's see what else. Just little additions here. Another little belly band, and this is the other side of the envelope, so it's got stuff stuck in there. This is the other bookmark that I posted, and I love these. These are little bookmarks with pockets in them, so they actually can carry a note. And again, I used the lady, covered my paperclip with the ruler. So that was a fun little project. That's also, you can find that on the page. All of the projects that I've done in here are hashtag vintage sewing kit. This one, I took the envelope and I cut it, and then I put another piece in there so that it looked like the envelope was open. And then I just used, I love this. I was very tempted to use that on my cover. Stuck those in that little envelope pocket, and there's another actual sewing package. Love this page. I reinforced the back again. This, you can find this under the hashtag vintage sewing kit. And I reinforced that, and then I cut along the dotted line, and I backed these with cardstock so that they can actually go in the pocket. And this is actually a little tiny pad. So that's fun. This is a fold out. And this, I just added some of the pages together that come in the kit. So, fold out this way, but then, let's move this over so you can see. It also folds out this way. And I did put in here, I used backed the button and used cardboard so that it makes it 3D. And then used some threads and a piece of fabric. I did use a lot of fabric in here since I had it with me. Some lace to embellish the edge. Love this page. Use the lace that comes in the kit. You will notice some of my pages, like this one, for example, has some coloring, and I just took a watercolor pencil and highlighted it in whatever color I wanted it to match the page. So this one I used that pinky purpley page so that it kind of all worked together. That's just a little flip open, another actual pattern page. This is a pocket. I love this little placket. I used it over and over and over again. Actual piece of fabric that came out of a sample book. Again, one of the other ladies. This is a tiered pocket, and I used one of the pages. I used 2 pages, actually. This is a part of one page, and the second pocket is a part of another page. And I just put the lovely button card in there. This has some fabric and lace, and this is topped with rickrack. And I used the button and put some thread on it, and then used these to tuck in there. But that was just regular pages that came in the kit. More stuff from actual patterns. This is, again, another one of those pocket little bookmarks. And this one I did all in blue. But I just love these. I think they're so cute. This, I used a little bit of fabric, which I liked as a page. And then I did a little cluster up here in the corner with some fabric and lace. Getting down the end here. This is off of a pattern, obviously. This is the other side of the fabric, and I did back it with a piece of the journal paper because I didn't like seeing the white of the back of the fabric, and so that way it makes it pretty. And then this is the side. This side I cut out the big image, and I did colorize this. So this I used my green watercolor pencil and put, again, one of the ladies is on there, and just made it all look green. Continued the pattern, the fabric on there. This I just posted the other day, so you can find this whole flip-flop pocket. And it also has a pocket here, and there's directions, written directions on how to make this. And it's got a full sheet in here, so again, another nice big journal opportunity on that page. And then I used the button card to make the little tab piece. And again, I'm using another lady here and decorated the tab with other little pieces that were in the kit. And then, of course, we have some tucks that went in here. This one I embellished with some of the ephemera that came in the kit. I cut the dress out of the one page and covered the bottom part with lace. I don't know if you can see that. I cut the little, fussy cutted the little flowers out, so I embellished that. And then I opened up a paper clip and turned it into a hanger. So it just looks like it's a dress hanging on a hanger, which turned out really cute, in a button out of the kit. And some nice eyelet lace that I had with me. And I think that's getting down to the end. And then I finished it up. I hope you enjoyed my journal. I hope you enjoyed working with Desi's vintage sewing kit. I'd love to see your version of what your finished project looked like. Thanks so much. This is Lisa and Imagination Sisterhood Studio.